Welcome to Stephy's Inspiration, and today we will be looking at from setbacks to victories. You see, Joseph was a young man of 17, gifted and favored. His gift of dreams did not please his brothers, who envied him. He was singularly favored by his father, who made him a coat of many colors, honoring and distinguishing him from his brothers. His siblings never liked this special favor and preferential treatment. They hated Joseph. Genesis 37:3-9. Upon announcing the dream God has given him, Joseph was despised and hated even more by his brothers. They could not, however, take away his dream of greatness and promotion which God has shown to him. Shortly after, Joseph dreamt again. As long as you are sure the dream or vision you have is of God, refuse to lay it down or abandon it because of the unfavorable reactions from people. Do not be surprised that those who you expected to celebrate you at the hearing of your dreams refuse to do so. It is not possible for all around you to applaud when they hear of your vision. The vision is personal to you and may not make any sense to others who hear about it. They may not really hate you, but your vision is for you and not for them. That is why you cannot wait for all around you to agree with your vision before you begin to run with it. God revealed it to you, not to them. God spoke to you, He did not speak to them. And God will hold you accountable to the vision He has given unto you. When others around become cold towards you or turn against you because of your vision, simply do like Joseph. Joseph dreamt another dream. He could not stop or take away his brothers' envy, but he could keep his own dream. Not only was he hated, he was stripped of his coat of many colors, Genesis 37:23, and it was destiny that prevailed upon them, that they did not slay him. They could not just stand his dreams, and his brothers did this while he was attending to their welfare. His father sent him to bring them food and bring a word concerning their welfare. They tied him and threw him into a pit and sat down to eat the bread he has brought for them. No remorse at all. They attempt everything possible to kill his dream. They reasoned, let us kill him and we shall see what becomes of his dream. Genesis 37:20. But while Joseph was in the pit, his brother took a decision to sell him for 20 shekels to a company of the Ishmaelites. These Ishmaelites took him to Egypt and again sold him to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and captain of the guard. Genesis 37:28 and 36. It was difficult to imagine the thought in his heart while in the pit. And while they were bargaining to sell him into slavery, he must have questioned himself repeatedly because his experience was not the same as the dream he had. There was a vast difference between the throne which he saw in his dream and the pit which his brother threw him into. Joseph was taken down to Egypt and become a slave boy to the family of Potiphar. While serving as a slave in Potiphar's household, he faced a recurrent sexual temptation and assault from his master's wife, which he repeatedly rejected because he feared God. This led him to become a victim of character assassination, and he ended up in Pharaoh's special prison for very bad criminals. Genesis 39, 7-20. While in the prison, he exercised his gift of interpretation of dreams and held a fellow prisoner who had the opportunity to help him to come out of the prison. But he forgot, or rather neglected him. What a case of rapidly succeeding setback. But Joseph never lost his head and hope. Isn't it strange? Just as darkness cannot be thick to prevent the breaking of the day, so God's plan concerning Joseph could not be held back. It materialized one day. A need arose in Pharaoh's palace. The king had a strange dream which no one could interpret. But divine intervention and connection, Joseph was recommended to the king and was hurriedly brought before him. He interpreted the dream and became exalted in Egypt. Pharaoh promoted Joseph and made him second only to himself in the land. He was enthroned and people began to bow before him as he saw many years in his dreams. Due to famine in Canaan, one day Joseph's brothers came to Egypt to buy food for their aged father and the family. And guess what? They actually bowed before him as he had seen in his dream about 13 years ago. Genesis 42:6. Pass, not as worked out by a man, but as God, the giver of the dream, had planned it. His setback ended in glory. The question in his heart found glorious answers in God. The story of Joseph's life moved from dreams to hopelessness, but eventually ended in a wonderful fulfillment. You must know that a man of destiny walking in God's will never die until he reaches the place of fulfillment of his destiny. God has an original purpose concerning your life. What you are going through is immaterial. He said to the Israelites, though you will be in Babylon, the land of bondage, shame, and setback for 70 years, I will eventually visit you and fulfill my good promise concerning you. I restore you the promised land. The land that flows with milk and honey will not die to you. I will not disappoint you. I will not fail. So this setback is a setup by God to give you a glorious comeback. He is not unmindful of what you are going through. There is hope. You can be sure that God will defend his purpose in any man that stand true unto him. He does not forsake his own people. For the Lord will not forsake his people for his great name's sake, because it hath pleased the Lord to make you his people. 1 Samuel 12:22. For the Lord will not cast off his people, nor will he forsake his inheritance. Psalms 94:14. Take courage. It is not over. Your day is brightening up again. Hold to your dreams, beloved. Shout it on the mountaintop. Yes, because no man and no condition can cancel it. Delay in fulfillment does not mean denial of divine promise. Your God of promise is also the God of performance. God kept Joseph for a purpose. He also guided him to fulfill that purpose. His purpose was not just that Joseph's brothers would bow before him, but also to preserve them and the generation yet to be born. At the fulfillment of time, he told his brothers, and God sent me before you to preserve you a prosperity in the earth and to save your lives by a great deliverance. Genesis 45:7. These are my few inspiration words for you today. Don't forget to like, share for more inspiration. Have a blessed day.